Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the best day of the week. As you know, Wednesday is the best day of the week because we take a look at a little bit of wisdom from the book of Proverbs. Remember what we do with Proverbs? Wisdom is something we're meant to grow into, because growth isn't automatic, it's a process. That process happens to us by hearing these words from God and sitting with them for a while, thinking about life through them. As has often been true, our proverb for today shows the exceedingly sharp contrast between the way of the world and the way of God. Take a peek. Proverbs 18 verse 12 says this: "Before destruction, a man's heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor." Before destruction, a man's heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. You might recognize that the first section of this proverb is incredibly similar to the famous "pride comes before the fall." That's absolutely true. But here in this proverb, we also get the positive contrast. The Proverbs often work like that, where one is a negative, one's a positive, not always, but often. And here, the first one, negative behavior. Second one, positive. While arrogance leads to destruction, humility leads to honor. And like I said a minute ago, we often see the distinction between the world's ways and God's ways. But this one likely strikes your ears and eyes as blatantly different. One of the crazy things about our crazy world is that in our world, things like arrogance and hubris and haughtiness and every other kind of shouted stupidity is praised and prized. This is probably not new to today. But oftentimes, our culture views how true something is by how passionately or loudly the speaker says that. And that is obviously, when you take a step back, away from just enjoying how passionate that speaker is about what they're talking about, you can see how not aligned with God's wisdom that is. This proverb also reminds me a little bit of that time when Jesus said, "Hey, you know what? So much better when you enter a feast to take a low chair and to be called up to a place of honor rather than the other way around." Not haughtiness, but humility. You and I should be humble, and it's part of our witness to the world and part of the way that we walk in wisdom. And frankly, it is something that should come a little bit naturally to us. The reason for that is because we're meant to be a people who every single day confess our sin and acknowledge our guilt before God. Not only is that an important part of who we are, coming before Him, acknowledging our flaws, and being thankful for His forgiveness given to us freely in Jesus, one of the effects that it should have on us is that we should become more humble. And humility should be one of the core traits of you and me, who we are and what we are, as sinners, forgiven and made into saints. Let's close with prayer. Lord, help me to be wise, not according to the world's standards, but according to yours. Help me to choose daily the way of wisdom and the way of Jesus. Amen. See you next time. Thanks for taking time.